Hello everybody, it's Liam here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to generate automatic Apollo link URLs for your targeting. This is for anybody that is tired of sitting in Apollo and generating link URLs and trying to refine targeting and look for different markets and look for people that truthfully, like, you don't even need to be doing this. Most of this task should be automated anyways. And I had the same issue, so I decided to come up with an automatic way of doing this. This is specifically for Apollo as of right now. I'm going to be showing you the exact thought process. I'll be showing you the documents, and I'll also show you how you can just do this yourself. Everything should be in the comments and the description below for the documents. If it isn't, you can hound me and I'll figure it out. I'll be there. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Cool. So as you can see, what we have in front of me is just a simple Apollo search page. Nothing. There's quite literally nothing on it as of now. But what I'm going to show you is the structure behind how Apollo generates the URLs and why this is actually quite feasible, because if you've ever used Apollo scrapers or any of these specific people that you give them a link and they scrape the Apollo stuff on the back end, I'll kind of walk you through it and how they structure it. So you'll have a look at this here. And when you do anything inside of Apollo, you'll notice it will adjust the link on the top. So let's say inside of email verified status, I only want email, like the verified emails. So if I hit this, what it's going to do is it's going to chop down the 85.4 mil, right, from 232. I'm just going to create a new tab here just so I can demonstrate this for you. So you'll notice this link now has this thing called contact email status equals verified. We're just going to paste this in here just so we can see the progression of these links, right? And the next one, what we're going to do is, let's say we want to add in specifically the state of, or the country US. So I come in here and we come in, let's say, United States, and pretty much everybody wants to target EU, US, or like NA generally. It's pretty standard. And what you do is you come over here and you can take this, and if you put this in here, you'll notice it is pretty much the exact same except for persons, locations, XYZ is equal to the United States, right? Very simply, that is the structure behind it. And if I come back here, for some reason, Apollo is taking a while to load for me as of right now. And then let's say we wanted employees. We wanted 11 to 20, or sorry, 1 to 20 only. And then additionally, on top of this, wow, Apollo is having a bad day today regarding loading, which is funky. And then let's say within 1 to 20, additionally, on top of, we want an industry on top, and let's say it's marketing. And marketing and advertising should come up. Wow, Apollo is having a really bad day. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to get out of Apollo as fast as possible and not have to deal with this, because this is some pretty insane wait times right now for well, Apollo specifically anyways. But as you can see, right, so while we're waiting for that, actually, yeah, so while we're waiting for this, we'll chop this in here and we'll copy and paste. And as you can see, we have United States here, and an organization number of employees is 1, 2C10, and then 11% and then 2C20. And this is just Apollo's way of saying, like, this is the criteria of employees that we want. And this is why when you buy any, like, if you generate an Apollo link, you can do this on a free kind of setup, and then you can give it to any of the email scrapers that are based on the market right now, and they will scrape an Apollo link for you. So yeah, look at this. Okay, marketing, advertising, there we go. And finally, one of the main kind of linchpins of this entire strategy is actually having the contacts, or sorry, the industry kind of code set up. So what you'll notice here is, even though we added in industry marketing and advertising, it comes up with this bullshit. Some random BS that, like, truth, truthfully isn't very useful. Like, it's just some numbers, and this is obviously Apollo's way of identifying each particular industry. So this is something we have to get past. It's something we kind of have to figure out. So when I built this out, I had all of this in mind, because my initial thought process was, okay, the input is information I need of someone. And I was trying to build this out in Clay. And then within Clay, I was like, okay, we need this specific industry. We're going to use ClayAgent, figure out their specific targeting. And then we're going to do X, Y, Z after that. And I was like, this is amazing. And I'll probably make a YouTube video on that as well. But for now, that was slightly like more difficult to build out. But I got this kind of set up from it, right? Where I then understood the specific industry codes, just the specific structure of URLs that are necessary to make it correct, I guess is the best way of putting it. So what we then decided to do is, let's come into here. So tab one, we turned this into a 5 prompt document with all of the necessary information to create a Apollo link URLs. So this is the first one, which is your task is to create a link, Apollo IO link that is usable inside the browser and will link to a valid search inside Apollo. I'll be providing you with the examples of industries, companies, company headcounts, technologies, company locations, etc. I'll provide you with a base Apollo URL with nothing, no filters, nothing that should be added, so you can base it off something. And then this is a base Apollo URL with quite literally nothing on it. And then I will provide you with a full Apollo URL. So this is like nearly everything that I could have added on top of it. I'm pretty sure there's another one here, but this is just the initial kind of like first prompt that we put in. And this is just to cover our bases. And then it was a bit too long. So this is like the full prompt of like everything that we could add, like we could possibly add. And this was the kind of next one. And again, this should all be in the description. The description or comment section. If it's not, hound me in the comments, and I will. I'll try and do a good thing. It's either that or I'll set up something where all the information's on it. We'll figure it out because this took me a while to hack through. Here's what an Apollo links looks like when it's only the industry is added. So I first gave it a global example of what a link looked like, and then what I wanted to do is give it a single one by one example of what a link looked like. This means when it builds it out, it knows exactly what these single pieces look like, and then it'll just stick it all together into one big kind of jumbled mess that looks dumb, I guess, is the best way of putting it. So like we go industries, we go keywords, we go company headcount, and then X, Y, Z. Again, you can read through this in your own time. I don't need this video to be me just reading through a document being, this is exactly what you're supposed to do, even though this is exactly what you're supposed to do. So yeah, let me see here. And then basically we go through and then there's more of this stuff of this is all the departments. This is what the person's location added looks like. And we come to tab 5, well, tab 4 technically. I don't know where tab 4 went. Stuff goes missing inside of my Google Docs because stuff just decides to go missing. And then basically we have another prompt, which is you are tasked with creating a usable Apollo link. And we quite literally go through the kind of a similar process, which is like, this is the start base URL, XYZ, this is an example, industries. And then if we go to tab 6, this is where it gets very interesting. So within tab 6, I ran into this issue of, okay, so accounting, as you can see, is some random fucking code that no one on the internet has ever seen before. So I went through the assumption or the decision that let's try and get all the codes for every single industry. Took a while, had to hire someone to do it. But we went through and we got every single code for this. So this is going to save you a ton of time, if anything. And this just means that when you search up specific industries, which is one of the most important things to search up inside of Apollo, you can automate this part. And as you can see here, so financial services, fine art, XYZ, fishery, and yeah. So this is all of them. And I sometimes use this just solo. So if I bring up Merlin, we have Apollo Industry. So this is a prompt I use sometimes within Merlin, and this just brings up a separate page, as you can see here, and it has all of them listed out. So when I used to create Apollo links, I used to be like, I'm going to provide you with a list of industries from Apollo. I want you to find the top 5 closest industries to finance. And what this would do is it would then just sift through the list and then it would give me all of them. And this means that when I generated, ooh, there was something in my eye. Oh, wonderful. It's currently like 8:30 in the morning and I am drinking a lot of coffee, which is I'm going to take a sip now. Good coffee, taste of vanilla. Love vanilla. And as you can see, it'll have banking, capital markets, financial services, investment banking, and investment management. And if I go into Apollo, you'll notice that all of these links are within Apollo. It's probably the best way of putting it. So we'll make this quick. So if we go into Apollo Link Builder for custom search optimization, it's just, again, this is something I'm using for Merlin. I got this on AppSumo. Absolutely goated. Let's see if I can bring this up. I don't know if they're still going, but I paid for the year. It was like $108, and I get access to all of the models within Merlin. It's an absolutely fire software. Merlin, and you're watching this, please, good sir, I'll take your I'll take your money and I'll promote you because I'm doing it anyways because I think you're awesome. But no, not sponsored, not sponsored. Let's see, Merlin sold out. Okay, so Merlin is not there anymore. Well, you can still buy it and you can still test it out because their pricing plan is pretty good. Let's see. Yeah. So I bought the initial like lifetime plan, and then if you buy the unlimited version off that, I get it for it's like $12 or $9 or something, which is pretty neat. Like I'm not gonna nothing to cough at, you know? And it is so if you pay monthly, it's 29, and if you pay yearly, it's 19 instead. 19. So look, it's not gonna set you back too much, I don't think. So okay, back to the topic at hand. So when we're generating these Apollo links and you put like you input all of this documentation in. So you take this, the Apollo link builder, you'll go through all of these one at a time and you just be like, oh, file here, download, and then download this as a TXT or a PDF format, literally anything you want, ideally PDF. So you can just input it into this sort of stuff. And I'm just going to use the models. We have Wait, Claude released 4.1 Opus. When? There, why is everybody copying? I think ChatGPT. Oh my God. Okay. Well, whatever. We'll use Claude point 4.1 Opus. Whatever. Whatever the best model is. Um. So we're then going to use this dictation thing. So you're gonna hear me talk now, and it should just start popping up on screen in just a sec. There you go. Yep, there you go. I need you to help me generate an Apollo link for the finance industry. So I need the top three finance industries that are the most closely related to banking. Additionally, I would have it from 5 to 25 people only. And I'm also looking for, I would say, a lot of the main decision makers. Like if you can select most of the C-suite and also owners and founders, the person must be based in the United States of America, and the emails must be valid only. Let's see, is there anything else in here that I can think of? Okay, let's go here and then we'll search this. Or should I kill this? Okay, and it's gonna start generating now, and you'll see it kind of work in real time. It'll go through. I'm going to take another sip of coffee. I'm on a coffee machine, which I will go for soon. And on a complete side note, I've been bulking recently. And oh, whoops, I went to ChatGPT. Whoops. On a side note, complete side note, I've been bulking recently and I'm about to hit 80 kgs for the first time in my entire life. I am so gassed. I've eaten so many calories in the last 1 month because I recently moved to Germany, which I might make a video on. We'll have to see. But I recently moved to Germany and holy moly, it feels good because I'm putting on the pounds and like I'm not a stick twig. Like I went to the gym, but I felt kind of like a stick. But yeah, that's a complete side note, which which we're going to wait for while this is starting to generate. And I just hope this doesn't take too long because sometimes it needs to go through all the documentation, sift through everything, and figure it out. So if it does take too long, you're going to see me cut this out, and you're not going to hear about my gym shit and me bulking up to 80 kgs because I'm 79.2 right now, and I am currently just yeah, I'm just chilling out. Let's see. While we're going through, oh no, here we go. As you can see, it's going to keep breaking it down. Oh, here we go. URL structure from your documentation. And oh, now it's going into a second flow thinking. So you know what? I'm going to cut this out and you will see me when this is back. Cool. Okay, we are back and I have a few other things additionally to add on to this, but we have the general like initial run of the Apollo and I'll show you kind of the results, give you an idea of kind of expectations and kind of how it's structured out. So we, of course, asked them for finance industry, 5 to 25, and C-suite owners, founders, and US and valid email. So that was the criteria. It was going through, it was doing the AI shit. It was just talking to itself. It was figuring out what the criteria is, going through the documentation, and it was all going quite well. And then I saw this, and I was like, person title equals founders. That's kind of wrong. We were looking for a little bit more. So taking this, I did a little bit more prompting. And I just said the codes from the documentation already work and also make sure to add more than just the founder. Because if it was just the founder, we would have specified that, but we wanted more decision makers. So that was perfect. We then got this initial link and just got to show you it was not, I guess, the output that we were looking for. So we had to tweak it a bit more. And to show you what I mean, we had email status verified, we had job titles, and obviously this is more job titles, which is quite good. And then we had person's locations, US/United States, which is perfect. But then we had the employee count, and this was not 5 to 25. It was 1 to 2,500. So I don't know if I'm dumb or if the AI is dumb. I would like to think it's I would like to think it's the AI and not me. So we'll see how that goes. And then additionally, the industry keywords, this was not formatted properly. Even though it was trying to add them in, it was trying to do everything it was supposed to, it just didn't add them. So I gave it a little bit more kind of poking around. I was like, oh, like what do we do from here? So the industry codes are slightly off and the employee count should be 5 to 25. Gave it a little bit more of a friendly poke saying, you're dumb, please fix this. And then I said yes, the top 3 industries, and then it spat back out this link. And as you can see here, we have the email status is verified. We have the founder, co-founder, CEO, chief executive officer, president, owner, US 5 to 25, and we have banking, investment banking, and investment management, which is a pretty solid criteria on, I guess, everything. So it's a solid baseline of okay, I'm too lazy to create an Apollo link. Let's get the basics out of the way, and then we then layer on top some human touch. And layered on top of this, I then wanted to, I guess, run some testing, have a look. I guess I wanted to show, I guess there are some holes within the model and some of the training right now that I'm trying to patch up. We're trying to see how it's kind of structured. And if I come down here, one of the next things I wanted to try was some negative exclusion keywords because that is really important within like Apollo links because a lot of the data can be dog shit and stupid sometimes. So we have to add some negative. The negative keyword search isn't something that isn't like it's not working right now. And the second thing is if someone finds a solution, hit me up and I will just make another video on this and just be like, yo, this is the correct documentation, this is the correct training, run this XYZ. So let me show you the output. So if I take this, the way it was trying to frame negative exclusion keywords is with a minus before a keyword. So Q is a keyword that it is the URL indicator for a keyword. So if I wanted, let's say, only payment processing and only crypto, which is what I labeled here, Q is the correct setup. But then with the minuses, it's just not right. So I'll just show. Let me see here. So I take this, we go like this, and you'll notice if this if this takes this shouldn't take that long, and now it's loading in. But basically, this Apollo URL, you'll notice, even though it has the minuses, it's not going to have the correct setup. You can see here the email status verified, everything is all kind of set up. But we also have some things that have been removed. First of all, some of the job titles. And then secondly, when we try to add in the negative keywords, which usually go in here, you'll notice there are no negative keywords put in. So this is something to know, I guess, when you are using these, like this link generator, this URL, everything along these lines. This aspect isn't ready yet. I'll probably build this out to be a little bit more extensive, but I just wanted something out there to see if anybody had any good ideas. You could let me know, and we could maybe work through it together. Just send me a DM on X. It's literally just Liam Yak, and yeah. So with this document, like all these documents, everything in this video should be in the description or in the top comment. And if it isn't, hound me, and I will do everything I can, and I will comply with you guys to put it in there. And yeah, so look, I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you have any questions, drop them below. And if you have any ideas as well, that would be awesome. Drop them below. But otherwise, bye.